Welcome to a video with Kim Tech. My name is Kim. Today, I'll share my thoughts on the 2023 Tesla Model Y long-range SUV after having been driven it for 6 months and passed 7,500 miles. Everything is based on my personal use with where I live and my regular commute, so it may be different from you and your situation. All links will be in the description box below along with timestamps, so feel free to skip to the sections you want. Now let's get on with the video. First off, the Tesla community has been super helpful and friendly with my 3-month review of Yuki. If you haven't seen that video, I'll include it here on the screen somewhere and a link to the description box below. Okay, as I was saying about the Tesla community, so many people share with me what they have learned about their Tesla and also taught me how to control the direction of the airflow, which I thought was not possible because the owner's manual wasn't very clear on the airflow section. Maybe it's just me, but regardless, I'm so appreciative of everyone who shared with me your knowledge. Thank you so much. Okay, there were 3 features that I forgot to mention during the 3 months review. Firstly, I find it so cool that I can see where the car is remotely or where it's heading with the arrival time if navigation is being used. Not only that, but we can also skip songs remotely. The first week my husband took the car since we didn't have our car insurance set up yet. I was waiting for him at home to go out for dinner. I opened the Tesla app to learn more about it, and I saw the location he was at and the song he was playing. I tapped next on a couple of his songs because I was curious if I was able to change them remotely. And I was. And I did again. The power that I had. Excellent. Just kidding. Anyway, when we were out at dinner, I asked him, how's the Tesla so far? He shared with me that something's up, like my songs were skipping multiple times today. I had a great crack out of it and told him I was his DJ remotely. Now, I'm not advising anyone to stalk your partners. Please don't get the wrong idea here. I just think it's so cool that I'm able to see where my husband is at when he's telling me, I'll be home very soon. The second thing is sharing navigation with the Tesla app. It's so convenient and easy to share on Google Maps. You don't have to type out the address. All you have to do is copy and paste the address into Google Maps and share with the Tesla app. Besides the convenience, the other thing that I love about this feature is that I can listen to my music on YouTube from my cell phone while being able to see the navigation to my destination. This is huge for me. Okay, hear me out. I don't have any songs saved on my cell phone because I don't want to use up its storage for songs. I know, priorities. So I do all my audio through YouTube. So when I was driving the Prius, I always had to pause my song, get out of the YouTube app while driving to check on the navigation, which really ruins the moment, especially when it happens to be playing my favorite song. Do you guys get me? Anyways, I love this feature. Okay, I'm not sure about the suspension of other Tesla models, but that of the Model Ys is not that great. Driving over speed bumps has been bumpy, no pun intended. I spilled water twice when driving over bumps. Luckily, it was just water, and my cup was only half full. So now I always make sure I have lids on my cups or hold the lidless cup when I go over bumps. Now, tire pressure is not a very exciting topic, so if you want to skip this section, feel free. But we recently got a tire pressure alert on the touchscreen for the back right tire after passing 7,700 miles. When tapping the tire pressure alert icon, we could quickly see which tire has the low pressure, and pumping the tire pressure is the same as any other car. The Tesla owner's manual states to keep tires inflated to the pressures shown on the tire and loading information label, even if it differs from the pressure printed on the tire itself. The tire and loading information label is located on the center door pillar and is visible when the driver door is open. It's worth noting that the touchscreen doesn't update the PSI number right away when you pump the tire to update the tire pressure. After inflating the tire to the recommended pressure, you must drive over 15 miles per hour for a short amount of time to activate the tire pressure monitoring system, which would then update the PSI number, then in turns turn off the tire pressure indicator light. It took me a while to get used to the camera view when changing lanes. When we turn on the turn signal to either change lanes to the left or right, the camera view would show the direction that you're changing to. Although I still turn my head to check for cars, I do appreciate being able to see my blind spots and double confirm before changing lanes. For this next feature, I don't know if you guys are experiencing this inconsistency or it's just me. But when we're on the left turn lane, the green light chimes sometimes chime for green lights going straight, even though the left turn light is red, or doesn't chime at all. I hope Tesla will improve this feature because it doesn't make sense to have a feature, but not having it work consistently. And it's a concerning point of mine, which adds to the list of reasons why I'm currently not comfortable trying its fully self-driving feature. Talking about features that are not working consistently, let's talk about ParkAssist, which is a feature of the Tesla vision. I got a lot of questions on ParkAssist, so I want to address it here. In October of 2022, Tesla switched from ultrasonic parking assist sensors to vision-based sensors starting with Model Y and 3, followed by Model S and Model X in 2023. Tesla states in their article that this change was due to safety. Ultrasonic sensors, which I'm going to just call it USS for short. So USS uses ultrasonic waves for things like detecting the distance to an object, detecting the presence or absence of objects, and detecting the movement of objects. Tesla was using USS for short-range object detection, particularly during low-speed maneuvers like parking, to help drivers know how far they are from objects outside the car. Now, we bought our 2023 Model Y in January of 2023, so we have not had any experience with the old USS. However, from my research on this USS feature, a lot of Tesla owners feel like Tesla is trying to save a few dollars on components and assembly costs by using their existing camera system for a new purpose. How true is it? Well, I'll let you be the judge of that. However, we have to take into consideration that there's no need to have physical sensors doing the same thing as software sensors. That's an unnecessary cost for the business, and physical sensors need physical fixes, while software sensors can be fixed or improved with software updates, which is a lot easier to push out to the masses. Tesla has started rolling out its vision-based ParkAssist in its 2023.6.9 update. ParkAssist is highly sensitive and very conservative, or at least so for me. I know for some, it sometimes doesn't detect the objects and has blind spots, but not from my experience. After the update came out, I had to disable the ParkAssist chime because I couldn't stand that it kept alerting me when I was backing out of my driveway or parking. ParkAssist has potential, but Tesla needs to improve on their software development because I get ParkAssist degradation pretty often. It's not like I use it, but I just don't think it should degrade that often for people who actually use this feature. So as of right now, I do not depend on ParkAssist. If I park head in, then I gauge like how I normally would for a regular car. And if I park butt in, then I will just use the 3 camera angles to align the car. Now, we've yet to use autopilot because I'm still too scared to use this feature. However, we left the lane assist enabled, and there have been a few times where Yuki got nervous when we hugged the curb a bit much when driving manually. Not a big deal, but just want to share with you guys our experience with our Model Y. I think we just got an extra cautious fella, that's all. There's this dot here, and it's a camera called the cabin camera. The cabin camera is another one of the active safety features. When I was reading about this in the owner's manual, I thought it was hilarious. The cabin camera can determine driver inattentiveness and provide you with audible alerts to remind you to keep your eyes on the road when autopilot is engaged. Pretty much it's like having your mom with you, reminding you, pay attention. In all seriousness, it may be good if you're in fully self-driven mode. So in case anything happens, you're prepared to intervene if you don't mind being supervised. I haven't been scolded by Yuki, but I also have not used autopilot. Now, I cannot shake the sense that someone's watching me, even though I have data sharing off. So, have you been told by your Tesla to pay attention to the road? Let me know down below. And unless you enable data sharing, by default, images and video from the camera do not leave the vehicle itself and are not transmitted to anyone, including Tesla, or at least that's what is stated by Tesla. If you enable data sharing and a safety critical event occurs, such as a collision, Model Y shares a short clip from the cabin camera with Tesla. It's to help them with their future safety enhancements and continuously intelligent improvements that rely on the cabin camera. The cabin camera makes me think that it's a webcam, which creeps me out a bit, but hey, maybe I should stream from the Tesla. Just kidding. I don't think it can stream at the moment, or at least not while you're driving. But you can seamlessly take meetings and calls through your vehicle's touchscreen with Zoom. Unfortunately, though, this feature requires premium connectivity, so I couldn't test out its capability because I do not have premium connectivity subscription. If you're curious, it's $9.99 monthly or $99 annually after the trial period. It's summertime right now in SoCal, and we've been in the low 90s in Fahrenheit or high 30s in Celsius. Under the climate settings on the Tesla app, you can turn on the cabin overheat protection. Only use the fan and not use AC, or turn it off completely. If enabled, you can set the temperature for the trigger at 90 degrees Fahrenheit, 95 degrees Fahrenheit, or 100 degrees Fahrenheit. Cabin overheat protection automatically turns on the AC when enabled based on the trigger temperature to prevent the car from overheating. From the app, you can see the interior and exterior temperature, so you can manually blast the AC before you leave work to cool the interior temperature down past the protection threshold. Or you can even lower the windows from the app to let the warm air out. Honestly, I feel a bit spoiled having these features since I can control the temperature remotely and get it to what I want before getting into the car. Now, if you're in a colder area, there's the feature to defrost your car. But for where I live, there's no need for this feature. It's worth noting that the cabin overheat protection does use up your charge. For this one day when I got to work, it was 178 miles. And when I entered the car to go home, it was 164 miles. That's 14 miles difference. I know that the cabin overheat protection feature is not the only factor affecting the charge because Sentry mode also uses up the charge. My point is the cabin overheat protection affects your charge and the mile variance will depend on your cabin overheat protection setting and the weather. So if you can park in a cooler spot, like a parking structure, then it will really help keep the car cool and use less charge because it doesn't have to turn on the AC so often. This car is really great to sit in when you're waiting for someone. Not because of its luxurious seats or comfort, but it's because of the tablet. I was waiting for my husband in the car when he was getting his hair cut, so I decided to poke around and see what else was there. And I saw there was entertainment, and when I tapped on it, there was YouTube. What if I can use my cell phone as a hotspot? Will that work? I tried it and it worked as I thought. Really cool. When the husband came back to the car and saw me enjoying myself, he was like, "Are you watching YouTube?" What? That's so cool. I was like, "Yeah, I know, right?" So instead of watching YouTube on your tiny phone, watch it on the tablet. So much better. You do not need to be on any special subscription to use this feature. It just needs Wi-Fi. It's worth noting that the entertainment feature is not available when the car is in motion, only when it's parked, which makes sense for safety reasons. Finally, let's talk about the cost to charge Yuki at home. I normally leave the car charging overnight after work, and we currently set our Model Y's charge limit to 85% because Tesla recommends keeping your car set within the daily range bracket, up to approximately 90% for battery optimization. Charging up to 100% is best saved for when you are preparing for a long trip. I tested 75% charge for a few months in the beginning to see how often I have to charge with my commute. I had to charge twice a week, so I changed to 85%, which gives me about 266 miles. 85% was great for the whole week when the weather was cool. Not cold or hot though, because we would get a notice that cool weather will drain the battery charge. And during summertime, when it's hot with cabin overheat protection enabled, 85% is not enough to last me for the whole week. I want to make a big disclaimer that this is a rough estimate from my experience. Your numbers may be different depending on your location due to electricity price or weather, affecting how long the charge lasts, time of charge, at peak hours or off peak hours, and where you do most of your charging. Because there was someone I knew that used to charge half at home and half at work. From the Tesla app, you can check the charge stats. If you do not see charge stats, first make sure you're on the main account that bought the car, because I have to get on my husband's phone to see this. And second, you have to enable Allow Road Segment Data Analytics under Software and Data Sharing on the tablet. If either one is not satisfied, then you will not see charge stats on the Tesla app. Anyway, from the charge stats, I got all of the previous monthly charges and plugged them into Google Sheets. Separated the charges from the wall connector versus the ones from the Superchargers. The rate where I live is 0.1974. And we are not signed up for any special program, so it's the same cost, doesn't matter which time of the day we charge Yuki. I then took the total monthly kilowatts per hour, kWh, subtracted the superchargers, kWh, and multiplied it by the rate to get a monthly price. I roughly estimated the miles Yuki would make monthly, then took the dollar per month and divided by the monthly miles to get the dollar per mile, and repeated the process for each month up to July. And if we look at the dollar per mile for the Prius, we can see that charging Yuki at home is half the savings. Tesla has a page that estimates how much you'd save by charging at home with the wall connector versus pumping gas with the average gas price. And it's pretty accurate with my calculation in comparing the Prius with the Model Y. We are saving half the money by charging the car at home versus pumping gas, even with the Costco gas price. And from looking at our actual electricity bills, the numbers seem to check out as well. As a friendly reminder, these are my numbers. It's worth noting that charging at the supercharger is more expensive, and the rate of the supercharger may vary depending on the location. From our experiences, one of the superchargers in Rowland Heights costs 48 cents per kilowatt per hour, while one of the ones in Irvine costs 52 cents per kilowatt per hour. Overall, charging the Tesla is cheaper than pumping gas with the current gas prices, especially if we charge at home with our wall connector. Thank you so much for watching to the end of this video. I'll be honest and say that I'm enjoying driving the Tesla a bit more than I thought I would. Maybe because I had such low expectations since I was skeptical in the beginning. However, I'm excited to share my 1-year update in the next update video on what it's like to own the Model Y for 1 year. If you have a Tesla Model Y, let me know how you feel about yours. Hope you find this video helpful. If you do, please click the thumbs up and subscribe. If you have any questions, please feel free to put it down below. Thank you so much for watching this video, and have yourself a nice day or night, wherever you are, my buddies. Until next time, bye!